Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Research Fantasy presents our top 3 favorite pitchers for opening day baseball 2017. My name is Nicholas Vlinchak, better known as Nickfromcwe on all of your favorite daily fantasy sites. Fake opening day had Chris Archer as our top pitcher. He did pretty well. It was a little bit scary after the second inning where it looked like he was going to implode, but I think Tanaka's implosion helped him stay on course. He ended up putting up a pretty nice fantasy score and ultimately got the win. Don't think he ends up being a better point per dollar than Madison Bumgarner, at least on FanDuel. I don't remember Bumgarner's price offhand on DraftKings. What I'm going to do every day where there's a reasonable size slate is I'm going to break down my 3 favorite pitchers, 3 favorite hitters, put them in 2 different videos, and I'll try to do them in value tiers, different tiers if possible. Opening day, not exactly going to be that way because, as you might expect, most teams are pitching their aces, which means we've got better pitching on the mound than we will have on most nights. So I'm going to give you my favorite pitcher, a pivot from that pitcher, and then a value option. And yes, I think these are all going to be very popular plays, but I'm fine with being playing the chalk at the pitching position and trying to differ my lineups at the hitter positions. Let's start things off with Clayton Kershaw of the Los Angeles Dodgers, 24-9 on Fantasy Draft, 12-6 FanDuel, 12-8 on DraftKings, going up against the San Diego Padres. On his home field, I don't even think anything needs to be said about this matchup. Kershaw is one of the most dominant pitchers in all of baseball. He's got a high strikeout rate, and the Padres are probably the least intimidating lineup in all of baseball. Yes, they've got youth that could end up being good a few years from now. Will Myers, the only one of any kind of concern for me. Maybe a little Yangervis Solarte could end up putting something together, but overall, I cannot imagine the Padres doing enough damage that Kershaw doesn't end up with the most raw points of the day. He probably won't be the highest point per dollar play. Very good bet for raw point total. If you, and let me just say this, is in terms of cash games, Kershaw is the guy you just have to play. I know that that's not always the case, but opening day against a poor hitting team, it just doesn't make sense to do anything but use Kershaw in your cash games. In tournaments, if you want to pivot, really like Justin Verlander of the Detroit Tigers, 19-6 Fantasy Draft, 10-2 FanDuel, 10-2 DraftKings. Best case scenario is Kershaw-like upside. The White Sox lineup has a ton of strikeouts in it. Abreu can, Frazier definitely can. And then you look around at what is left, and you just see a lot of guys that are relatively easy to navigate around. I think that this should be a situation where Verlander should, should be able to put together a good outing. He's priced at $2,000 less than Kershaw just about everywhere, and he's more risky, but in tournaments, I don't mind pivoting from Kershaw to Verlander or just trying to find value in fitting them both in. Perhaps my favorite pitcher on the night is Jon Gray of the Colorado Rockies. 15-2 Fantasy Draft, 8,200 FanDuel, 7,800 DraftKings. This is far too low of a price for Gray. He was really good last year, and anytime you get a pitcher that pitches half of their games in Coors and still posts a strong ERA, you know you have something special on your hands. This isn't going to be played in Coors. It is going to be played in Miller Park, which is also a very good hitter's park. But if my memory doesn't fault me, I think that Gray had a very strong game against this same Brewers team in Miller Park last year. The thing about the Brewers is they strike out a ton against left-handed pitching, right-handed pitching, all of their dominance basically comes from guys, even Braun, Villar, all those guys hit much better from the right-handed side, right when lefties are pitching to them. Gray has some sneaky upside here. He's my pick to actually be the top point per dollar pitcher on the day. In my cash games where I have to play two pitchers, he is going to be the perfect complement to Kershaw. I think both of those guys have very safe floors where they're priced at. So once again, our top three pitching options on the slate: Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, Jon Gray. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com. Sign up for our MLB mailing list. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win. And join us again tomorrow.